Hi, I hope you're able to find your way through the maze of the first and second aorist tense. Today, I thought it might be helpful to go through the second irregular forms. Now, certainly you have these in your grammar with the memory aids, and they're also available on the mobile app, but I thought it might be helpful to go through and pronounce these Greek words as well. So let's take a look here at English. It has its own irregularities. For instance, go, went, and gone. And take a look at the picture of the various forms of the verb eat. Eaten, eating, eats, or ate. Think of the second aorist as learning separate vocabulary words. So let's take a look. All of these are high frequency words in the Greek New Testament. All right, here we have the verb erchomai, I come. It's the opponent in the present. But notice the second aorist. It's aelthon. That is active. It's not deponent. So we have a little picture here of an elthong for aelthon, came, that's what it means, with two arrows saying, here come I. Here come I reminds us of erchomai. All right, the verb horao. We saw this in the future as opsamai. Now notice the second aorist. Adon, I saw. So we have a little picture here of a Mexican bullfighter who's a don for Adon, saw, that's what it means, a bull who said hooray. Hooray stands for horao. And notice the strange hat with the two arrows in it. That's for second aorist. Lego, I say or I speak. The second aorist is apon. That's going to be a high frequency word in the Greek New Testament. So here we have a picture of an ape for on, so apon. He's on a swing. He's having such a time with his two arrows while the tree said lego for the verb lego. So ape on a swing said lego. All right, the verb heurisko becomes Huron. So we have pictured here Lake Huron, found two arrows for second aorist and said Heureka for heurisco. So Huron, heurisco. Ago means I lead, I bring. So the second aorist is agagon, I led. So here we have a strange picture of an egigon led the way saying I'll go for ago. Those two arrows might have something to do with his rapid departure. So agagon, I'll go, ago. Echo, I have or I hold. The second aorist is eskon. So here we have an ex-con. Notice the prisoner's garb there. So an ex-con had an echo between the two arrows for second aorist. So eskon and echo. Estheo, the second aorist is ephagon. Now remember the future of estheo was phagomai. So we have that phag stem that carries over. So what do we have here? A phagon. You've never seen something like this. So a phagon ate two arrows aesthetically. And the word aesthetically helps us with estheo. Next we have trecho, I run. The second aorist is edramon, edramon. So here we have a little picture of Ed ran on the tracks. And the tracks remind us of trecho with the two arrows for second aorist in hot pursuit. So Ed ran on for edramon, the tracks with the two arrows in hot pursuit. Apothnesko, the second aorist, is apethenon, I died. So what do we have here? We have a parthenon for apethenon. It died. See it giving up the ghost there? Died at the end of the path where knees go. So path where knees go reminds us of apothnesko, a path where knees go. So notice the two arrows here. There are their knees. Pipto. The second aorist is epison. So what do we have here? A peasant for epison fell over a pipe's toe. Pipe's toe reminds us of pipto. So epison, a peasant, fell over a pipe's toe. Ginomai, which is deponent. In the second aorist, it's also deponent. And notice here we have the stem change right there with the epsilon. This is not the iota. So egenamein. So a can of mine for egenamein, a can of mine, became a kin of mine for ginomai. Notice the two arrows piercing the epsilon right here for second aorist. That epsilon differentiates the second aorist from the imperfect. Lambano becomes elabon, and here we have an L-bone for elabon, took and received a lambasting from the two arrows. So an L-bone for elabon took and received a lambasting. Fugo. This isn't too bad. The second aorist is effugon. So we have pictured here a fool's gun fled from the fugitive. Fugitive helps us with fugo. Notice the two arrows. Pasco, even though there's not a picture in the grammar, let me help you. The second aorist is epathon, I suffered. How about imagining that I suffered on a path? So a path there for epathon, on the way to Pasco on a Monopoly board. So here we have a little practice. Hit your pause button. I'll do the same, and then we'll compare our parsing and translation. All right, the first one, elabes. This is from Lambano. Remember the L-bone? Second aorist, active indicative, second person singular. You took or you received. Adon, from horao. Second aorist, active indicative. Now this is either first singular or third person plural. I saw or they saw. Remember that the endings of the first singular and third plural are identical. Egenita, notice here the epsilon. So this is a second aorist, deponent indicative, third person singular. It happened, it became, it occurred. And this is frequently used in narratives translated as it came to pass. Ace aelthes. Now notice the ace there. This is a compound from ace erchomai. And there we have aelthes. So this is second aorist, active indicative, second person singular, you entered. Apeta from Lego, second aorist, active indicative, second person plural, you said or you spoke. Eskon from echo, second aorist, active indicative, third person singular, he, she, or it had. Exabalata, this is a compound verb from ekbalo. Now notice here we have the internal stem change. So second aorist, active indicative, second person plural, you threw out or you cast out. Epison, second aorist, active indicative. This is either first singular or third plural from pipto. So it's either I fell or they fell. Effugon from fugo, second aorist, active indicative, first singular, third plural, I fled or they fled. And finally, egagon, second aorist, active indicative, first singular or third plural, I led or they led, or I brought or they brought. Well, I trust that this review has been helpful for you. Thanks.